Hi everyone, this is my daughter Sarah, and she is 11 years old, and she has had a feeding tube for about 5.5 years now. She has what's called the Mickey tube. We just call it the Mickey, like Mickey Mouse. And it's time for her feeding tube to be changed, and I wanted to do a short video of that because a lot of times in my support groups, parents will say, my child's getting a feeding tube and I don't know what does the Mickey look like, how does it work. They tell me I can change it at home. I'm scared to change it. Is it going to be gross? Is it going to hurt? Is it hard to do? And it's really not that hard. I do it myself at home. I choose to do it at home just because her doctor's office is 45 minutes away, and by the time we drive there and wait and they change the Mickey button, it takes like 5 minutes, and then we got to drive all the way back home. So it's not that hard to do, and I just choose to do it at home. So bear with me, and the first thing that you want to do is have your person, hi everyone, in case you haven't seen me, have your person lay down on a towel or an underpad, and as you can see we've got an underpad here. Typically you want to wait until about an hour or two after your person has finished eating or drinking anything, because you're going to take that Mickey button out. There's going to be a little hole in the stomach, and the fluids that are in the stomach can come right out of that hole and make a mess. So Sarah hasn't eaten in a couple hours, and hopefully there won't be that much of a mess. So what I'm going to do first, you have to wash your hands really good. I've already done that. Get your supplies together. And what you are going to need is a little like medicine cup of water. You can see my little cup of water there. You're going to need the Mickey button replacement pack that you should have already. Here we go. It's just a pack, and I've already opened it so you can see it comes with some gauze here, which we will need, and some extra tubes, Mickey buttons, some syringes, and it's really not as complicated as it looks. This is the Mickey button. This is what it looks like, a brand new one, before you put it in. And you can see right here, this is the button part. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's the button part, and I think they call it a button. I'm not sure, but because it's like a little button there. And you connect the tubing, and the food goes right down through that hole there. And when you're done eating, you just close the little buttonhole. This is the stem, and this thing you see here at the bottom, this bubble looking thing, this is a balloon, and you inflate that with water, and once it is inflated, you slide it in the belly and then you inflate it with water. It anchors this button in place so that it won't slide right back out of the hole, and I'll show you what that looks like when I take the old one out. Okay, so you get your supplies together, and you're going to need some KY jelly. Store brand is fine, it doesn't matter. You just want to use KY because it won't break down the material that this balloon is made out of. And you'll need the little syringe, the 6 ml syringe out of your pack. And somebody is getting fussy. Hi. Hi, pretty girl. Okay, so let's get everything up here where we need it. Hey. And what you're going to want to do is just pull the shirt up here. And you can see what this looks like. I'll try to zoom in on it, and go ahead and zoom in on her belly so you can see what I'm doing here. Let's see if it'll do it. Okay, yeah, see how the, sorry, the tube is connected to the button there. It'll refocus again in a minute. Maybe. Okay, there we go. And see it says lock on there. What you want to do is take your extension tube off. This is the part where the food runs in and goes down into the belly. And you want to line up these two lines right here. When they're lined up, it's unlocked, and you can just pop that right out of there. See, we got a little stuff spewing out of there. Just wipe that off. Cap that. Now, the reason we have this little bitty syringe right here is you're going to take this syringe and put it in the side port right here. And you're going to push it in all the way. When you push it in all the way, you'll feel it. When it's pushed in all the way, you want to pull back on it and pull back on the syringe right here. And it's going to pull the water out of that balloon and deflate it so that we can slide it right out of her belly. Alright, so we're going to hold it, push that in as far as we can, and we're just going to pull that water right out. Get as much of it out as you can. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do, but I find that it's easier to roll her over onto her side and do it sometimes, but for today's purposes, we're just going to try and do it this way. Now, okay, I'm going to roll her over onto her side just because it's easier for me to get all the water out that way. Alright, let's roly-poly just a little bit. I'm going to roly-poly just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I think that everything's out of there. There's nothing else coming out. Hey. Now, once the balloon is deflated, you've got to pull this out of the belly here. And you can kind of tug on it and see it's kind of like an earring hole. And it's not really hurting, it's just she's feeling the pressure of this thing sliding out. Let's see, she's not crying, she's not pitching a fit. And you just pull it right out. There we go, and yay, nothing's coming out of her belly. So you can see there's the hole where the button was. It's not nasty or gross or anything. This is, we're going to go ahead and put some gauze over that just in case something does decide to come out. This is the old button, and you can see here how yucky and yellow it has gotten because it's been in there so long compared to the nice new clean one that we are going to replace it with. See here? Big difference. Now I want to re-inflate this yellow one here, the old one, just so you can see what one looks like inflated. Some water over here. Now we're going to inflate this again just so you guys can kind of see. Are we in front of the camera there? See? Just inflating that balloon. It's not inflated fully, I'm just kind of showing you. But do you see kind of how that would anchor into the belly there to keep you from pulling it out? And there's some breakdown on the balloon there. After a while of it being in there, the stomach acids and everything kind of start breaking down the latex. Okay, so now we need to put, we need to put the new balloon in. We're going to toss that over there. Alright, For the new balloon, you want to lube the stem and the balloon part up really well. Just because it's all dry right now, and you lube it up, it's going to slide into that little belly hole so much easier. So we are going to put some lube on here. It's just regular KY. And we rub it all over the thing here. Just like that. Whew. A little bit much. Now, remove, got a little belly juice. Remove the gauze, and what you want to do is just take this stem, all nice and lubed up. And again, she's not hurting, it's just she feels it sliding in there. Boop! And you'll feel it slide right in. It's in. Now all we have to do is put some water right there. Inflate it again. It'll tell you in your papers that you get with your Mickey button how much water to inflate the balloon with. It depends on what size button you have. But here we go. I start with 5 mLs. You just push it all the way in there and slide that water right in. And it's inflating that balloon in there. Oop. And then you can just kind of grab it here. You can pull on it a little bit, and you can see it's not pulling out or anything. It's nice and inflated in there snugly. You can move it around. And that's all there is to it. We're done. So as you can see, it's not really that hard to do. It's not complicated. It's not painful. You just kind of feel the pressure from it. And I think she's just aggravated. But that's all you do to change a Mickey button. It's not to be taken as medical advice or anything. I just wanted to show you guys that that's what you do to change your Mickey button. So maybe that will help ease some new parents' fears about changing the button yourself. And you don't have to change the button yourself. You don't have to, but it's good to know how to do it if you have a Mickey button, because those buttons can be pulled out. Saras has been pulled out several times, and once that button has been out for an hour, they tell you to go to the emergency room and have them put it back in, because that hole in the belly will start closing up. And they may have to actually make another incision to get the button back in. So it's good to know if you're not near a hospital somewhere and the button's been out for almost an hour, it's good to know how to put it back in. So just carry your supplies with you everywhere. Everywhere Sarah goes, I have the supplies with her to put that button back in. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you. Bye.